Hello, good afternoon. My name is Dominic Chapman. I'm one of the assistant principals here at the college. Thank you very much for joining the session this afternoon. Really appreciate it. I'm going to start in just a minute or so. Just going to wait for a couple more people to join as they come through. So what I'm going to do this afternoon is I'm going to just really cover off the questions that I get asked most frequently about life at Brock and about how to apply for Brock. Okay, so I'll kick off now. I've seen we've had quite a few people joined in the last few minutes, so let's kick off with the first question. Question number one is, do we have a closing date? So the answer to that is no. We keep our applications open right the way through the academic year. However, we do have limited places on courses, of course. So my advice would be, if you want to make sure that you have your the exact choice of courses that you want, then get your application in early, because the later it is, then we may not be able to guarantee your exact choice of courses. Question number two is, if I'm studying A-levels, do I have to take 3? And the short answer to that is, in almost every case, the answer is yes. So it's the norm now to take 3 A-levels. Under exceptional circumstances, we will look at students taking 2 A-levels if there's a particular reason, perhaps medical reasons or something like that, which means that they may not be able to do a full programme. And also, occasionally, we will allow students to do 4 A-levels if academically they're very, very strong and there are very specific reasons why they might want to do that extra A-level. But the norm, if you're taking A-levels, is 3. Another very frequently asked question about combination of courses is, can you combine a vocational course with A-levels? And the answer to that one is no. A vocational course, if it's a level 3 extended diploma course, then that is a full-time course. It is the equivalent of doing 3 A-levels. So if you're doing something like an extended diploma in media or art and design or something like that, then if it's badged as an extended diploma, that's the equivalent of a 3 A-level program. So you're not able to combine that with an A-level program. We do have a number of smaller vocational courses which are the equivalent of 1 A-level. We have about half a dozen of those. So that's things like criminology, applied science, IT, dance, music, technology. Those courses you can combine with A-levels because they're equivalent of 1 A-level. And if you look in the prospectus, actually they will be under the A-level section, so you can combine those with an A-level program. Question number 4 is, what if I change my mind about the courses that I want to study? So this happens a lot. We recognise that things might change between the time that you apply and the time that you arrive. As we sit here now, it's obviously sort of towards the middle of November. You won't be joining us until the beginning of September next year, and things can change in that time. So you might be absolutely dead set on history, for example, but have a really, really great year in geography and want to change your mind. So we do allow changes to take place after you have applied and had your interview, subject to a couple of things. So number 1 is that you meet the entry criteria for the course, and number 2 is that there's space on the course available. So we do allow those changes to happen at any time. So if you have a change of heart throughout the year, all you need to do is phone us up or drop us an email to make those changes. Quite a lot of students will try out subjects at our Freshers' Day, which is at the end of June, and hopefully by the time we get to June of 2021, we'll be able to run that as we have done in the past in previous years, rather than this exceptional year. So a lot of students will try subjects on Freshers' Day and then make some decisions, or indeed you might find that you want to change after you get your GCSE results. So providing you meet the entry criteria and we've got space, that won't be a problem. Question number 5, which is probably, although I've put it at number 5, is probably the question I get asked most of all, which is, what happens if I don't get the grades that I need? Quite a simple answer to this. There's 2 answers. One is don't panic, and the second one is come and talk to us. So, we recognise absolutely that things sometimes don't quite go according to plan as far as GCSEs are concerned, and that might mean that you won't be able to take your first choice of courses. So when your GCSEs do come out at the end of August next year, then we will invite you in for enrolment, and as part of that enrolment we'll be checking your grades, and you'll be also having an interview with another member of staff to check everything is okay. So if things don't go quite according to plan, that's the point where we can have a good discussion with you, and we have a very, very wide range of courses here. So in 99.9% of cases we're able to offer you an alternative, perhaps a different set of A-level choices, or if you're doing a vocational program, perhaps moving from a level 3 program to a level 2 program or something similar, to allow you to continue to come to college and to get into a study program that you want, with possibly progressing in the future. So quite a lot of our students, for example, might go and do a level 2 program if they don't quite have the qualifications for level 3, get that done, and then progress on to a level 3 program and study over 3 years. So that's quite a common thing to do. The other thing is probably worth just noting at this point is that if you don't get your grade 4 in English or maths, then you will need to continue to study it. It's a mandatory part of your study program. It's a government guidance that everyone needs to continue to study that. So we'll add that automatically to your program as well. So if we move on to sort of a little bit about college life, then question number 6 is, how big are the classes? So across the college we have an average class size of between 18 and 19. It does vary, however, by course. So at the top end we probably have classes of around about 25, at the lower end probably about 12 or 13. But it does depend on the course that you're doing. Some classes are limited by physical size, so if you're doing, for example, science subjects or IT-based subjects where you need to do experiments or work on equipment, then that will dictate how large the class sizes are. Otherwise it will vary slightly, but on average around about 18 or 19. Number 7 is, what's the times of the college day? So our normal college day runs from 9 until 4:20. We're running a slightly different timetable for COVID this year, but we're hoping to be able to return to our normal 9 to 4:20 times for the college day for September. Question number 8, which follows on from this, is do I come into college every day? So yes, you do. A typical student here at the college will have somewhere between 15 and 22 hours of timetabled lessons per week. That will be the range of different things that you do. It will be your main subjects, it will be enrichment, it will be your tutorials, directed study, and a number of other things that will form your overall study program. So within that, you should expect to be in college every day. However, you may not be in college all day every day. So you will probably find that you might have an afternoon free, or a later start in the morning, or something similar to that. So one of the big differences between what you'll be experiencing at school now and at college is that although we register every class, you don't have to be in college if you don't have lessons. So if you're fortunate enough to have an afternoon off, if you're able to leave at lunchtime, or if you have a slightly later start in the morning, you don't have to get here until just before your lesson. So that's one big difference between what you'd be used to at school at the moment and what it's going to be like here at Brock next year. So what about getting here? So question number 9 out of my top 10 is, how do I get to college? So the vast majority of our students either travel in by bus or by train. We have an incredibly wide catchment area. So we have students that come from as far north of Salisbury into Southampton in the east, right across to from the other side of Poole in the west. And we also have around about 50 students who are travelling across daily from the Isle of Wight. So we have a very, very big catchment area. Most students, as I said, come in by bus or by train. So we have a college bus service. We operate, I think it's 16 different services this year. Those bus services come from the north, down from Salisbury. It comes from the Waterside area to the east and into Southampton, the Totton area. In the west, we have a bus that goes from Bournemouth University right the way through Bournemouth, Castle Lane and out to the college. We also service the Lymington and New Milton areas from that area, also Ringwood, Burley, Burton, all those areas. So pretty much wherever you live, if you're not close to a train station, then there's every likelihood that you'll be able to get our bus service relatively easily. If you are close to the station, then we have very regular train services that come into the college. So we actually have about 1,000 students a day that come in from both the Bournemouth and Southampton directions. It's about 20 minutes by train from Bournemouth and the same from Southampton Central, so it's very easy to get to Brock, and the college is pretty close, so it's about a 6 or 7 minute walk from the station into class. We are very fortunate to work quite closely with South West Trains, so the departure and arrival times of trains in the morning and the afternoons tie very neatly around the college day, so that you should be able to arrive and get to college really easily through the bus and the train service. Final question then is about financial support, and is there financial support available? So yes, there is financial support available for some students. There is a bursary available for those households who are on a low income. There are qualification criteria to that, and you need to apply to it. There are full details on our website. There's a bursary section on our website. As a rule of thumb, the discretionary bursary is available for those who have a family income. This year it's of £18,000 and below. That's net and doesn't include any other benefits. There are also a number of other bursaries available too, if you're living independently or you're a care leaver or something of that, or if you're over 19. Also, we have a free college meals service, which is largely similar to free school meals. The qualification criteria are a little bit different. However, as a rule of thumb, if you are currently getting free school meals, then you should be able to qualify for free meals when you get to college too. So there's plenty of information about financial support on the website through the bursary section, and also I didn't mention when I was talking about travel, but there's a comprehensive travel section as well, which shows you all the bus routes, all the prices, as well as train times as well. So hopefully there's plenty of information there to sort of help you work out how you're going to get into college when you get here. So I hope that's been useful. Those are the sort of top 10 questions that I always get asked. I hope this the event today has been really good for you. I hope you've had the opportunity to speak to some of our teaching staff. We've loved the opportunity to be able to do that, and it really goes for me to say best of luck with your GCSEs over the next few months, and we're really looking forward to seeing you here at Brock next September, ready to start your new courses. So thank you very much, and cheerio.